This episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast is brought to you by Boundless Technology. Boundless Technology strives to advance in the cannabis industry by creating innovative products with portability and stealth in mind. Aiming to deliver an affordable, efficient and straightforward experience for the consumer, Boundless offers an alternative to the traditional joint or water pipe. Enjoy the taste, smells and effects of cannabis at lower vaporization temperatures with Boundless Technology products. Use coupon code SAVAGE for 10% off all Boundless Technology products at bndlstech.com. Follow Boundless on all social media at bndlstech. And if you want to show your support for the podcast, head to patreon.com/Savage Snowflake to donate as little as $1 a month. All right, Savages, let's get to it. Savage. What's going on, Savages? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Snowflake with me, Jeff Leach. Joining me today is a gentleman that, if you're certainly internet friendly, if you're a gamer like I am, if you're a viewer of podcasts, if you're a lover of new music on Spotify and YouTube and SoundCloud and every other good outlet of I guess unknown gems that are becoming rapidly known in a viral fashion, then you'll probably know this gentleman. He's a music producer, he's an artist, his name is Hovey Benjamin, he's also a purveyor of comedy, which is why I brought you on the podcast. How are you, man?
I'm doing really well.
We got it on the second run. The old we were having audio issues before the podcast started, and you were lending your expertise. It was very kind of you.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm honestly like as much of an engineer as I am like a musician.
Well, this is the thing. So I guess I should go back to. I think I discovered you through another content creator, and I remember we reached out to you one night on your YouTube or on Instagram or something, one of these social media platforms. We were like, dude, you're hilarious. And actually, you know, it was Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. That was what it was. Yeah. So it was one of your hits on YouTube. And because I'm a PUBG player and I play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, obviously,
that's like a thing on PUBG, right?
Yeah. You didn't know that prior to making the track?
No, I'm not much of a gamer.
Oh, fuck. So I think like most of the internet, we assume that you created this track, this almost parody track of the video game.
Because people say gamers, it when they win. Yeah. No, I did it literally because I think the phrase is hilarious.
Wow, okay.
And I was like really into the idea of saying something, like making like a really heavy, really serious song in like my like deepest voice. And just have it be like winner winner chicken dinner like that, and just like take myself really seriously vocally. Yeah. But then be saying something that I said as like a little kid.
Well, that seems to be a motif a lot of your music, right? Is that you certainly the songs, the content, the lyrical content is amusing. It's always it's a joke. It's either a funny situation or like you say, a funny phrase that you want to make mock.
Like bruh.
Yeah, exactly, like bruh. Well, I mean that seems to me.
Well, I'm not making fun of the word bruh.
I was gonna say that song's about being too fucked up at a party and realizing that you're the fucking nightmare at the party.
Yeah.
Because you've been worried that it's someone else all night, and then you're like, oh no, it's me. I'm the dickhead at the party who's taking too many drugs. Yeah, which is interesting because you don't drink alcohol at all, do you?
Yeah, I very rarely drink.
Is that a choice because just never really got into drinking?
No, I definitely used to party a lot in like high school, end of high school.
Which was about 3 years ago, right?
I'm 28, but I don't want
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, okay, I thought you were much younger than that.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want people to know how old I am.
Oh, well, you've ruined it now.
Yeah. I figured that
you could have just lied.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll edit it out. We'll bleep it out.
It's too late, mate. It's on the video now. We'll have to put a little bleep. I'll put a little bleep over it.
Yeah. Well, so only my super fans will know.
So you're 22. Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I was definitely born in 1996.
Yeah, there you go.
And what a year to be born.
What a wonderful year. The year of, I don't know. I'm sure there was that Space Jam 96?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay.
I remember because I'm old enough to remember the year it came out.
I was going to say, have you learned specific facts and figures about 96, just so if anyone does ask your age, you can keep up with the pretense?
No. I remember when I was 22, I like changed my Facebook birthday to be 19.
Okay.
And I just thought it was funny to be like, because I looked so young. Yeah. And so a lot of people, I changed like from January to July. So I pushed it back 3.5 years. Right. And a bunch of people who I thought knew me pretty well wrote on my Facebook wall and were like, happy 19th. Like, good job.
And you're like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
grandma, what you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Old people, you can forgive them because, the memory starts to go. That's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
And the knees and the memory.
A lot of them I've noticed. So my sister just got married.
Yeah.
And so we saw a lot of family members there.
Okay.
And like the one thing I noticed is the forward neck. Like everyone has it now because we're all on our phones.
Well, it's because the back starts, the spine starts to curl, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so this spinal vertebrae, like the top.
For those
of the spine,
for those just listening to the audio on online, Hovey's gesturing towards the top of the spine at the base of your neck. Base of your neck, there's that little the nubbin.
It's like
a
the
neck
highest,
nubbin.
the neck nubbin. It's like the highest and most prominent.
Yeah.
Nub
of all the neck nubs.
Yeah. It's of all
Let's
the
just call it
nubs.
the alpha neck nub.
It's the top dog.
Yeah.
And I noticed that as old people, like when people get older, it just like builds fat somehow. Like people like gain weight there.
Yeah.
And it starts protruding more because their necks go. So they just.
It needs feeding. It's because that's their second head that would grow out.
Exactly.
So if you feed it enough, it just takes in all the sustenance.
But it has a desire to grow.
Yeah.
It just plays the long game.
Wouldn't that be fucking trippy if, as the older we got, our body started to produce a new body that was going to replace the old shell, and it just grew out of you, like that guy in Total Recall.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Total Recall? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
All right, so you lie about your age. Why?
Yeah.
Is that because?
Oh man, like all the hot new rappers are young, like really young. Like
See, I feel like I've always thought that could be my niche. That I start rapping at 34 and just be like, I'm old as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is a niche. The dude who like, Danny Brown?
I do know Danny Brown. Yeah.
Like his breakout mixtape came out when he was 30.
Yeah.
But it was like the motif of the whole.
But he has other things that kind of legitimize him within the hip hop world. Like he's a black guy, he's a rapper, he's from the fucking streets. Whereas I'm a 34-year-old middle class upbringing white guy from London. Do you know what I mean? It's not
very different.
Yeah. And you don't fit the archetypal I would say aesthetic of a rapper and a hip hop music producer.
Yeah, no, I definitely did not have an upbringing that most like rappers would.
No one was taking pop shots at your neck nubbin.
No, my neck nubbin was coddled and probably had like baby lotion on it.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Got
like
a nightly
that.
massage, like a little.
Yeah. So I definitely. I mean, that is one thing about me is I feel like I don't necessarily have an identifiable like cultural signifier about like who I am.
What is your culture? Where are you from? Are you white American through and through, which is probably what European somewhere down the line, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't even have like, fucking, you meet a lot of American white people. They'd be like, oh yeah, but like I'm Scottish Irish, and they like a lot of pride in that.
Or I'm 10% Native American.
Yeah. Like my mom did all the ancestry like stuff, like looked up all her ancestors, and
Yours just says white at the top of it.
It's literally a picture of white bread.
Yeah.
But it is like
fucking a sheet of white paper.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the start of the family tree, and it's comes out from there.
Exactly. So there's very little like ethnic identity at all.
Sure. I mean, that's almost an identity itself, isn't it? That you don't have one.
Yeah, exactly.
The unknown man.
But so like the other reason is, for example, like Post Malone, he kind of has an aesthetic of like.
He's still doing the face tattoos.
World, yeah, exactly. He like looks scruffy, drug user vibe kind of.
Yeah. Oh, he drinks a lot. He's a big drinker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
from what I've heard.
Yeah, so he's a huge drinker, covered in face tats. Plus, he's got a whole Southern thing. That's his kind of shtick. Is like, I'm a bit riff-raffy, and the fact I'm I'm a Southern hip hop guy.
But and then like Lil Dicky.
Yeah, I love Lil Dicky.
Yeah, he's like, I'm from the suburbs. I'm
super Jewish.
Yeah. He's like very Jewish. He wears athletic shorts all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I happen to be wearing.
He was wearing
today.
a Rain Mac the other day, actually, at the Pornhub Awards. I met him there for the first time.
Wow.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah. I've never met him, but I saw him at a party, and he seemed like very nice to people.
Yeah, he was very polite, but he was interesting as well, even in a short, brief conversation.
Yeah,
made me laugh. So I mean, look, you've mentioned a couple of people there that I would have brought up later anyway. I think there's quite a lot of content creators online who started out maybe making amusing YouTube videos, right? Funny parodies or songs akin to what you've made, and that does include people like Little Dicky. He's done a lot of comedy work himself. Also, someone like Joji, who started out as Pink Guy, but then now
he's like he
makes
serious.
very legitimate, serious music. Not necessarily serious is the right word, but music of a creative quality that he's taking that seriously.
There's certainly a lot of emotional sincerity in his lyrics.
It's artistic. It's not, borderline autistic anymore.
No, because Pink Guy, I mean, I didn't listen to that much, but from what I've heard, it's also, like, in addition to the lyrics being kind of silly, it's musically a little bit more, like, defiant and flippant and, like, intentionally not...
I don't think he's laboured over those beats for Pink Guy. Whereas his music he makes as himself, as Joji, is obviously a lot nicer.
A lot more care.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a few people who've done a similar thing over the years, which is I make a funny stuff, but the musical quality. This is what I like about your stuff and what drew me to want to bring you on and find out more about you. Is that it's not that. It's not your songs. I mean, one that was really launched in the beginning, I believe, would be Send Bobs, right? Which is, for those who haven't seen it, I mean, maybe it's better you describe it. It's
so it is a song where I had been browsing the subreddit Indian People Facebook,
right,
which just had like these insane. I mean,
sexy approaches by Indian men on predominantly Western women, right?
Exactly, yeah. And sometimes it was even on Indian women, and that was the funniest because they'd like brag about being a virgin because like whatever their religion was good for a guy to be a virgin.
You want that fresh cock, right?
I guess so.
You want to unwrap it for the first time and then immediately wrap it straight back up.
Yeah.
And pop it in the old vagine.
Yeah, or vagina.
There you go.
But yeah, so I like was just so amused by these that
and there's lots of typos in these comments, aren't there? Lots of amusing
it's like
turns of phrase that don't make any sense.
It's like it's like a perfect storm of people who are less familiar with how to use the internet.
Yeah.
People who don't speak English very well.
Yeah.
People who maybe live in a culture where there's like repressed sexuality and lack of education. And
also want to see some bobs.
Yeah, and they want to see some bobs, and also like they aren't necessarily taught to like respect or like approach women in a certain way.
There's a huge amount of rape.
Yeah, in India. It's crazy.
There's a lot of gang rape in India. It's a
crazy.
pretty fucked up place for that.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
So it's like all these things come together, and I think in a way it like makes it less scary when you see like the bumbling idiocy of what these guys are doing.
And it's amusing to mock those microcosms of fucking social weirdness like that is.
Absolutely.
So you made an entire song where the lyrics are direct copies of what was written in some of these messages to women from creepy Asian dudes on the internet.
Yeah, and I had already made the beat like 2 years prior.
Right.
And I had this melody, like a vocal melody in my head. And I finally realized, like, I had thought to myself for months on end, like, I gotta do a song where I just sing these, like, Bobs and Vagana things.
Yeah.
And finally, I was like, oh, this is the beat, this is the melody. And it only took me, like, a few hours to, like, write and record the song. Because, like, I had already chosen the lines I wanted. It's like putting a puzzle together, like
sure.
fitting it into
how's this going to fit to the beat that I've already produced.
Exactly. And then I made the video the same night, and but yeah, that's probably one of my most like internet culture
that's certainly that was huge, and when that came out it went very, very viral, and it's it's still referenced by a lot of gamers and online, I guess, people who the new generation of audience, which is people watching YouTube or watching Reddit threads and looking at GIFs and whatever the fuck every young person does now that we have to pretend like we really want to keep up with, even at 20. What are you, 22 again? 22
yeah,
and
96.
34. I'm old as fuck, man. At least next to me you look super young. I feel like we look like a before and after. On the video you'll be able to see us on YouTube. If you are watching the episodes, they are available in video format on YouTube.
And for those who are watching, where's the camera?
There, it's up there.
Hey, I just got back from a hike, so that's why I look like this. It's hot out today.
I think you're going to have some fans. I've read your comments. Now, I know you have a lady, which you've featured in a few of your latest videos, right? She's been in the last maybe 2 or 3 of them. And I only knew it was your lady because she put a comment on one of your YouTube videos. I was looking at some of the comments. And there's a lot of you get a lot of sexual stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube commenters are not like, as a whole, there's just a lot of bad apples.
Oh, yeah. Bad apples. I don't know if that's bad. I think this is what I was saying, is that I wouldn't worry about the outfit today, because I guarantee there's some people who watch it and go, oh, yeah, this is a 1 hour fat video for them.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They're going to just remove my voice and your voice and just put your songs underneath. Yeah. Or they're going to put sex sounds in the background and then re-upload the whole video and just be like 1 hour fat tribute to Hovey Benjamin.
Aww.
And at the beginning and the end, it'll just say, Hovey Benjamin made this beat. It's going to be fucking, yeah. And then you beat for a solid hour. You got to expect that, though. That's not a bad thing. They're not bad apples. They're people who are passionately, into you.
Yeah, I don't mind if people say sexual stuff about me or even my appearance.
Yeah.
It's, when they say stuff about my girlfriend, like, obviously you just have to be okay with it. You just got to get used to it.
Also, yeah, you have to go like, don't put your girlfriend in the videos if you don't want people to go, oh, she's fucking hot. Who's that chick?
Yeah.
Is Hovey banging her? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's annoying when people, like, give advice, like, you were hotter with this hair.
That's the one I saw today.
Yeah.
Is someone talking about, what was more amusing is that they pointed out, they were like, oh, this girl, who's this girl? I way prefer the girl in the last video with blonde hair.
And it's like the same.
And your girlfriend, that's how I knew it was your girlfriend, because she responded and basically said, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I just dyed my fucking hair.
Yeah.
But I'm the less attractive brunette with the more attractive blonde.
It's ridiculous.
And that's the only reason I knew she was your girlfriend. I would have assumed maybe it's just a friend or an actress or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you like crossing over the creative, like, work and personal worlds?
A little bit. I think that's the other thing, is going back to like Lil Dicky, is like his character is a relatable Jewish suburban guy, right?
I'm always relating to Jewish suburban guys.
Yeah. Aren't we all Jewish? Anyway,
yeah, probably. We're all black and we're all Jewish. We're all from the Middle East, basically, aren't we? So
we all started out black.
we started out black and Jewish, maybe.
Yeah. Well, black before Jewish.
Yeah.
Judaism is much newer.
I found out recently on 23andMe that I'm 0.2% Sudanese African.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
It's 1/500th.
Yeah, I can do like 1 in 500th black people things now. So like DMX, my song, I can sing one full lyric from that whole song because I got the 1/500th. Yeah, not the whole thing, because that'd be way, you got to be at least 37% Sudanese African to get away with that shit. But like one full lyric, I can do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I don't really have like a consistent like identity, like a personal brand, like very much.
Oh really? I don't know, man. I feel like in the videos there is one.
Okay. Well,
I feel like
I think there
is
to some degree, but like I would say a lot of my stuff is intentionally fictional or a parody, like Live, Laugh, Love.
Sure.
Obviously, I don't have Live, Laugh, Love posters everywhere.
I get that. But there's those elements where you know what, and this is a positive thing, but I feel like a lot of the videos are tied together by what you are, but what you're pretending not to be almost in the music is, you're in your late 20s, you're a guy making music for quite a young genre of people, certainly. I'm into the music you make, and I like music of that nature that's not comical as well.
Yeah.
But I know, it's generally a sort of early 20s, late teens kind of audience that really is into that sound right now. And I feel like the songs like, sort of Dad Style or, Dad Bag or even Live, Laugh, Love, that's the kind of thing that a dad would mock. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He'd be like, "Live, Laugh, that's fucking bollocks, isn't it? Like, who buys this shit?" It's like like Bill Burr, angry dad kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's almost your stick, is that you're a very young looking, certainly, and youthful in your approach to your creative process, I assume.
Yeah.
Kind of guy, and yet you have the mindset of a 47-year-old dad who's just fucking annoyed about stuff.
Yeah. I definitely find myself like increasingly removed from like youth culture in a lot of ways.
But you're young enough, and certainly aesthetically look even younger, that you can actually make a parody of that, and people love it, because it's like going, look at this guy who's our age, but taking the piss like my parents make fun of me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And That's what I think the brand is.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I definitely have this, I guess you could say the brand, but like the brand comes from like reading into my lyrics and stuff, but it's not the type of thing where I make songs about my exact life. Like a lot of it is intentionally heightened or fictional.
You mean you don't have a dick like a brick?
No, it's not covered in cement.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but like...
Well, that's a letdown. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who just switch off right now.
We're going to have to edit that part out.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of that shit too. We're going to edit out everything, actually. And just leave all the times where you go, And we're just going to... Someone's going to do... If someone's got the time and the energy, please cut together...
All the times I say.
Yeah, that's your Owen Wilson. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. But you've got...
Oh, wow. So
we said before the podcast you were going to tell me why you do.
Oh yeah, so I lose my voice really easily,
okay,
which is not good as a vocalist to do that. So I went to the doctor, and they...
Well, you got nodules on the throat or something, or? So
that's what then I went to like a throat doctor. They like put a camera down, and they basically said, you don't have any like weird.
You deep throated that in one go, bro. That's fucking impressive.
It was actually it's such a shocking feeling to have something go up your nose and down your throat is completely...
Not pleasant.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Do they put a numbing spray?
Yeah, they numb it so it's a little bit better. So you don't really realize it until then she like asked me a question, and I tried to talk, and I like felt it like wiggle. That was the worst part. So we'll move on from
now
that.
You know how every Bill Cosby, fan in the 80s feels.
Oh my God. It's
numbed. He made it wiggle as well, that guy.
It's... the sad thing is I was actually a really big Bill Cosby fan as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I had his CDs. Like,
well, everyone was, weren't they? Isn't he like...
But like...
He's a fucking national treasure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I was like, this is real comedy. Like this is the classics. Like you gotta like get yourself educated on Bill Cosby.
Yeah, man. Get a fucking knitted sweater.
Yeah, exactly. Because he had stuff like his first albums from like 1960. Yeah. And like the 60s stuff I thought was so funny. It was like just about being a kid.
What turns you onto comedy then? Because you're obviously a big fan of it. I know that you did a particular release for Funny or Die, which you guys can check out. And that did very, very well on there. You're definitely funny, not dying. That was the voting.
That's the fear.
Yeah, well, I had a sketch on there, and it was closed for a little while, but then it's all right. It blew up, but I was a bit scared. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should die. I feel like it's a damaging thing to have on a website for content creators. Let's be honest, we're all a little bit insecure. Otherwise,
absolutely.
Why would we need the validation of strangers for what we do? But so you did that video, and you're clearly a fan of comedy. Was that from listening to old records like the Bill Cosby one, or?
Man, I've just always loved comedy. Like, I always wanted to make people laugh forever, pretty much.
Never tried stand-up?
No. Stand-up, I don't think is quite my thing. Stand-up requires a lot of patience. Like, years and years of honing your craft.
Yeah, that is true. It does take a lot of honing, but it doesn't take patience in the same way that I think people who write, hit TV series or come up with sketches, on SNL every single week, I think that's a more dedicated level of patience. Yeah. I work material on stage. So it's almost like improvising a song, like Reggie Watts would do. It's that, but just vocal, lyrically vocal, I guess, rather than with sounds, etc.
Yeah, well, I guess you could say, like, making comedy music takes a lot of patience too. Yeah. Because you gotta, like, hone everything to be, like, perfect.
Well, you're producing the beats, you're writing the lyrics, you're doing the performance, you're tweaking it, recording it all yourself, I'm assuming, and doing all the post-production, all that business. Then you start making videos, come up with concept like that. It's not... A lot of people... Your content strikes me as the kind of thing that I imagine advertising agencies sit in a room and they go, oh my God, guys, gotta watch this. We've got to do a viral video like this. This is what... Have you ever been hit up by any of those companies who go...
No, not advertising.
No?
No, but definitely... actually, a couple channels have reached out to me, like, wanting me to do a song about whatever their topic is.
Okay, yeah.
But nothing ever happened, really. Like... but I think eventually it's probably in the cards.
Ellen, she loves that shit. She has a whole segment on kind of, viral success and then getting those people to do things.
Yeah, well, I think one of the concerns is my music is too intentional to go like big viral.
Right.
Like it seems like things that go viral are accidental or like really low production value.
But look at someone like, all right, he's called Rich Brian now, but when he was Rich Chigga.
That song.
Yeah, that song.
Stick.
Yeah. You know, what was it? You know, that stick. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you just said that.
I did.
And I couldn't understand what you said. And I was like, yeah. And then I was trying to think of the name of the song. You literally just said it.
Yeah. I'll enunciate better.
You also still didn't tell me why you go, Is it because of the throat? What did you learn about that?
Oh, yeah. So to go back to that, they said my vocal cords are just like like red and inflamed. Like they're just kind of beat up.
Your throat's fighting back against you.
Yeah, exactly. It's conspiring with my upper nub of my back to get me to, I don't know what. So
it's the super low rapping. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, so that's definitely part of it. Like, so I don't do that much anymore. Like, I mostly sing now.
Yeah.
But so they finally sent me to a speech therapist.
Okay.
And they found, like, when she noticed, like, I can't sustain a single note for very long because my vocal cords are working so hard. So she said to utilize my, like, nasal resonance more. And the way you, like, trigger that is to
making
go,
a
and you, like, you feel your face shaking.
I can't tell if you're fucking trolling me now
I'm
or
dead
not.
ass. I'm dead serious. Yeah.
I like the idea that you're literally just going, I got this great backstory before I go,
Yeah,
you decided before
yeah.
you came here, I'm going to go, a lot. And then I'm going to see if he notices. And if he does, I'm going to make up this ridiculous story.
No, it's real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every time you go, you're training your vocal cords.
Well, yeah, I just started doing it. Like, I realized I just feel more comfortable saying that than because I'm using less vocal cord energy.
I've started just not saying anything, just letting people. I listen,
It's
and
better.
then it's hard.
Well, on podcasts, every time I listen and someone's saying a lot, it's actually annoying to me because I just want to hear the right, because you want to hear the uninterrupted statement by the person.
Sometimes I talk too much anyway. It's a good reminder to make sure I let my guests, speak the most.
Yeah, but I mean, I think most podcast fans like their hosts a lot.
See, mine hate me predominantly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's an antagonistic relationship.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks very much to the new patrons, by the way. Sean Begley, I love you. Ellipsis, thank you very much. But yeah, I think no, I know what you're saying. I think there's certain tropes that exist now. For instance, in LA especially, people say like all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I've been fighting against it because I hear my friends speaking out here. And they're going, and like, it's really like, it's like the best thing that like you can ever like I'm like, fucking stop saying like. So I've been trying to cut that out because I never used to do that in England.
Yeah, it's an American thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
But you've had to train yourself the other way to do this thing to keep your throat on point.
Yeah, and this is like a month in. Like, I just started doing this.
Your girlfriend must fucking love you though, because anytime you get into an argument or a disagreement about anything, she knows you can't continue with it.
I'll lose my voice.
So you just gotta fucking, all right, babe, you're right again. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, she's also like we almost never argue.
That's
She's
nice.
just like very
Chill.
laid back, extremely chill.
And she's a musician as well. How did you guys meet? Through the musical world?
I met her at a party, and I like thought she was like the best.
Yeah. You didn't know that though at that time.
No, but the vibe was really good.
You could tell.
But I wanted to.
Did you throw a across the room and she felt the vibration?
Yeah, I did it up against the wall, and so it shook the wall and hit
She
her.
was leaning against the wall. You mm'd it, sent it round.
That's right.
She felt that tingle and was like, "Who's that?" Looks around and there you
Pretty
are.
much. Well, it was actually one of those things where it was like I met her and there was like she was with two of her friends.
Shit, you didn't hit on one of the friends first, did you?
Of course not.
Okay, all right.
But I didn't even really hit on her. But it was one of those things where she was getting all my jokes. Like I realized, like especially I think funny.
She
people,
fancied you. When girls get your jokes, it's because they're into you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're into you because they get your jokes. If you have good jokes.
I mean, you got to drop a lot of jokes, right? I feel like I have to do a solid 15 minutes on stage for a woman who didn't want to fuck me prior to the show. At the end of it, to go, all right, let's go for a drink and maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But I also don't look like you. I'm certainly older and a bit more haggard looking.
I was very cute 3 years ago. So
Oh, yeah?
probably, no, I don't know.
I was cute 10 years ago when I was When I was your age, 22.
Would you believe me if I told you I was once a cute man?
Yeah.
So yeah, we met, and I hit her up over Facebook to like come. Like I heard she had like a SoundCloud like acoustic cover that she didn't even want to post, but her like sister posted it.
Okay.
Like from her
I heard all of this after I looked at the comments and the comment that you mentioned. I clicked on her profile thing and it has a link to a SoundCloud, and I listened. She's very different to you. Hers is very much like. It was a Likey Lee cover. That's the one that I had.
Well, I would say that's probably not her artistic expression so much. It's more just stuff she was doing.
Yeah.
She's not a professional musician.
Okay.
And she actually probably wouldn't want.
But you had a love of music, which and humor.
Yeah, but it was totally sus. Like I invited her over to like, hey, like if you want like a more professional sounding recording, you should come through.
You're such a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, it was like so scummy. It's not something I normally do.
Babe, if you want to come over and I can definitely produce your beats for you.
Yeah. It's and so PSA.
She comes over, there's candles lit everywhere.
Yeah. No.
Slow jams.
But yeah, I tried to be pretty like I was serious about it. I had my guitar, I was ready to.
You furrowed your brow?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was very serious. But yeah, PSA, I would say don't do that to all you fellows out there. That's not an effective way to get women, especially if you're in LA.
It kind of is an effective way. That's what guys do out here. They go, I'm a producer, babe, and then they want to hang out with them. Or they have, a million Instagram followers. That's another way to get chicks out here.
Oh, yeah.
I've given up, mate. I've just terminated my Raya dating app, subscription. I deleted all the others. I'm fucking done with them. That whole world is so shallow. It's
very shallow.
So where are you from originally? Because you're not from Los Angeles.
No, I'm from Virginia.
Okay. And what's Virginia like? What was that growing up?
So I grew up, my dad worked for the State Department, so foreign service.
Okay.
Diplomat stuff. So I was actually born in Bermuda.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then when I was 1.5,
you're probably the only thing to ever come out of there rather than get lost in it, right?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know how we made it back.
Yeah.
And then we moved to the Central African Republic.
Right.
For 2 years.
Right.
And so we left there when I was like three or four. And then we moved to Virginia.
So you're like, you could be 0.2% African too.
I don't think you...
By association?
Yeah, it's like a disease. Like you pick it up. Like
your childhood, I grew up in Africa is not a lie.
No, it's not. But I would contend that you can't catch DNA from a specific place.
Depends what you're doing with people.
I guess so.
There's ways to catch DNA, trust me.
So I lived in Arlington, Virginia, which is basically outside of DC. Just regular suburbs. And then we moved to Morocco for 3 years.
Fucking hell, mate. You've lived. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I lived in Virginia until I went to college in Richmond, which is like a very different city. And then I moved
nice
to LA.
Upbringing? Like, was it... I mean, that sounds like your parents did well and they were, enjoying it good. We
weren't like rich, but...
Sure, middle class.
And very supportive and very nice parents. I have a sister. She's very nice and supportive as well.
Yeah. Of the music?
Yeah, definitely.
And was this you when you were a kid? Were you musical when you were a kid, or is this a later stage in life thing?
I picked up guitar when I was 12 or 13.
Right.
And I was like a guitar guy until I was 18.
I can see you. Imagine the hair a bit longer, and eagle-eyed cherry, and you sat around a fire.
Save Tonight.
Yeah.
So, and then I started making beats. But that was in Richmond. Like I really started doing rap beats at school.
Yeah.
At VCU. And then I.
Do you think you'll ever fuck off the comedy side of the music that you make? Like Rich Brian, Joji. There's a list of them. Even like Dickie to some extent. Some of those early releases were a lot more...
Very silly.
Like Pillow Talk, that video is fucking nuts and crazy, but some of the more, recent stuff is a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I can write serious stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I moved out to LA because I got a publishing deal to be
with
a songwriter.
Atlantic, yes. With Atlantic, AP, what's it called?
APG.
APG.
And so I have some placements where I've, co-written songs with artists. And
yeah, I was looking at some of the stuff that you've produced with other artists, online and on YouTube. There's some, as a producer, that's like super high level. I just wonder whether you take, because your voice is very. This is the thing that like a lot of modern rap music and hip hop is suffering from, is too many identical voices.
Yep.
You know, I know that Snoop and 50 Cent made fun of it on some, I don't know, it wasn't a Sway in the Morning, what was it? Some fucking podcast, like a No Jumper type thing on YouTube. And they were basically mocking mumble rap, you know, and going, like, I don't hate on new styles of rap, Snoop said, but all these motherfuckers sound exactly the same. Like, the whole thing when we were growing up was you had to have your own identifiable vocal sound as well, and lyricism, and like the way you rapped was a big part of who you were. And now they're all like, you know, he makes fun of it going, which is true. Was you with that very, very low baritone bass kind of, you know, style. You have a very identifiable voice that isn't like anyone else.
Yeah. And I wonder if, like, so I've been making beats for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I'd say for the first like 7 years, I never recorded myself seriously in any way.
Yeah.
I never really tried to write lyrics on in any meaningful way.
What were you producing on?
Logic.
On Logic, okay.
And when I did record myself, I didn't like how my voice sounded. I thought it sounded thin and weak and shaky.
That's the fucking throat nodules, mate.
Yeah, probably.
The inflammation.
But only in the last like 3 or 4 years, my voice... I was kind of a late bloomer. Like, my voice dropped really late.
It just broke.
Very recently. So I think like when I was like 24, 25, my voice...
You mean 19?
Mm-hmm. When I was 19, it just like reached a different level of like adulthood.
Yeah.
And it sounds a lot better now. And I've just gained more experience by singing more and rapping more.
I mean, you still put on it's still a character though.
Yeah.
You don't talk like, hey, it was a girl, you know, that's not your...
No, I don't.
It's bassy, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
Are you of that Little Dicky school of thought then? Because, you know, in Professional Rapper, he talks, you know, within the lyrics, he talks about the fact that I love that I can just fucking reinvent myself. I can be a rapper and I can fucking act like a bad boy and I can, you know, the girls want to let me draw on their breasts and stuff like that, you know, smoke loads of weed. Is that the same thing for you? Is it that escapism from what sounds like very safe, very happy, very loved, middle-class upbringing in the suburbs, you know, of where's Virginia or whatever, you know, like it's very like...
Yeah.
And there's a part of you that's like, fuck, there's nothing for me generally to rebel against.
Yeah.
But I love this world. How do I recreate myself to be in it?
Kind of. But I mean, I think like my lyrics are very silly and like not really, you know, they're, I think, kind of abstract in a way. And I think it's because I don't want to just be a rapper. Like, I don't look up to that lifestyle.
What?
I'm not criticizing it. I'm just,
you
I don't
like it.
No, I think it's cool.
You don't want to make Instagram videos every other day holding a stack of cash.
No,
and smashing stuff up in hotel rooms.
No, I think that stuff's fine and good, but it's, you know, I think for me, it's I love the music. I really, really love rap music.
Yeah.
And I love writing melodies. I love making beats. And the reason the comedy happened was I just had so many beats, and I was working a really shitty job at the time, and I just like kept
what was that job?
Data entry. So I was
that's depressing.
I was basically fixing like the healthcare database of doctors.
I just got my healthcare information in the post.
Oh, nice.
You could run through it with me.
Mm-hmm. I could identify what all the things mean.
Exactly.
It was the worst job. And I think I was just so bored. I was like, I just got to start singing on my own beats because I got too many beats at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forget where we were going with that.
I was just talking about the fact that I think that my overarching point is that whilst you know, are clearly tapped into the comedy side of what you do, I think why it's successful, even as comedy pieces, is because the production level is high and because you take it very seriously.
Oh yeah,
the comedy's being taken very seriously, you know.
And I really dislike lazy comedy music.
But I wonder whether there's like a fear that if you took it, if you did some releases, maybe under a different name or whatever, but if you did releases that were deadly serious, there's almost like a fear, oh shit, if that blew up, then...
No, I'm actually not worried about that. It's really, So I'd say most songwriters and most artists are like, have an easier time communicating their feelings and emotions through their art. And, you know, a lot of like the songwriters I've collaborated with are definitely of that variety, like where they have these feelings that are weird and they just have to get it out, and it's like really important to them.
Sure.
And I just am someone who feels a lot more comfortable just saying how I feel. Like, I'm a pretty straightforward person emotionally.
Right, okay.
And I have no trouble expressing myself.
So again, there's no pent up
Nothing
emotions in a pot that you need to put down pen to paper to explain them.
Yeah, not at all. So,
Okay.
So,
all right. That's fair. That's a fair point.
And so when I've co-written...
So I use comedy, like your friends will use, music to release those emotions. I use comedy to talk about it but I also consider myself quite adept at talking about
how you feel?
How I feel in a very open manner.
Yeah.
All the time if people want to know, honestly,
Well, stand up, and I think a lot of comedy like that is a lot more similar to just talking about it, whereas songwriting is...
Okay, yeah, fair. Fair.
But, like, I would say there is an emotional component to my music where I have emotional connections to sounds and melodies, and I think that comes through in my music, hopefully, that there is an emotional, like, my beats, I think, have emotion in them. I think my singing contains some melodrama.
Dude, it's professional. It's like a really professional standard of the music you're releasing, and it comes off that if people just heard it, if people weren't listening to the exact words of your songs,
or if they didn't speak English,
or if they didn't speak English, they would consider it. They go, "Oh, this is like a big artist doing his thing." Like this is. They wouldn't go, "Oh, this guy's talking about, I don't know, fucking dressing like a dad," or about, getting a sexy jean hat that's going to get him laid, or, the end of the world, or, it's...
Yeah. So, like, I'd say I almost make comedy music out of necessity. Like, I'm just better at it. Like, I'm a lot better at writing funny stuff than writing about my actual life in any kind of, like, emotional way.
So you don't like Adele? That's what you're basically saying in a roundabout way.
Oh, no, but actually I do. No, it's funny you say that. I really love emotional music.
Oh, yeah?
So I'd say I get the strongest emotional responses to art when I am hearing music.
Okay.
Like, I'll definitely, like, I've cried listening to all types of music.
What's your, outside of the hip-hop stuff that I'm assuming you're into, what would be the biggest influences musically?
Bon Iver. Right now.
Oh, wow, okay.
Like, he's incredibly emotive,
yeah,
incredibly sentimental, and there's a lot of sentimentality that, like, really hits me in the heart. But I just don't express myself that way. But I feel the emotion in the music, like, really well.
I feel like, I don't know, different music serves different purposes in our lives. Mm-hmm. I quite like... I've never been a fan of comedy music. This is the weird thing. This is why I think what draws... And this is only one person's opinion, but draws me to the music you make was, first and foremost, this is good.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Don't get me wrong, like Reggie Watts, like I do like musical comedians, Bo Burnham back in the day. I like people who make, Billy Connolly on stage or Bill Burr. Mm-hmm. There's not Bill Burr, sorry, Bill fucking from Black Books with the long hair. Anyway, whatever. He's another British comedian that I should really.
Does he like wear eyeshadow?
Bill? No, not Eddie Izzard. No. Anyway, oh no, you're talking about Tim Minchin. Australian guy. He's great as well. Yeah, sure, there's another wonderful. But Tim Minchin, again, there's someone who makes comedy music, comedy songs, etc. And then he also, does the score and writes the whole story for Matilda as a West End musical and Broadway musical. That motherfucker he has different musical projects for different things. I guess there's just a little part of me that's desperately fighting to get you to do one track that would just be deadly serious, because I'd love to see if that's what you do for a comedy parody or comedy quip song, or an amusing musical sketch, I guess is what it is in a lot of sense. If that's what you do for that, I'd be fucking so intrigued to see what you would do. What would be a deadly serious Hovey Benjamin release?
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a couple songs, like the song I have coming out tomorrow has some, like, pretty serious, like, emotionally
undertones, aren't there?
Moments. Yeah, just like a love song.
Tell us about that. So what's that one called?
It's called Astrology.
Okay.
And the hook goes, "Bae, you don't believe in astrology, and that makes you so fine to me."
There you go.
And that's how I feel. Like, my girlfriend
because you're sick and tired of LA girls being like, oh my god, just the cosmos really understands us, and we have to. The moon is rising. It's Mercury is definitely in retrograde right now.
Yeah.
Do you like crystals?
Oh yeah. So in the video, we throw a crystal necklace into a burning trash can.
Oh man, I've dated so many of those chicks out here, and it's on paper it seems like that would be a wonderful way to go. Dating a woman who's very much into love and peace and open feelings and emotions, and we're all insignificant compared to the universe. That's all great. I'm on board with all that
That part is fine.
Yeah, but then it's this crystal gives you energy that takes away bad juju from your past. You should try that.
Well, it's like it's people who believe in stuff like that aren't necessarily dumb. It's just they're
Potentially mentally ill.
Exactly. No, they're like following like the wrong.
They're rapists and pedophiles. That's all of them.
Well, a lot of them are murderers too.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's like we consult the wrong part of our logic,
right?
A lot of the time to like determine what we believe.
Okay.
And I think some people.
But that's based on people's fears, right? They're doing that because they need to have. Surely this will give me the answers that I know I can't really find myself.
But like, it's just so strange that people have a skepticism of like the scientific method. Or like a skepticism of really researching things that have been proven,
right?
And instead will feel some type of connection. And I think it's like a need for a mysticism, a need for a magical reality.
But we're a creature driven by. Look, I wouldn't have a fucking career if we weren't creatures driven by storytelling. You know, the fabrication of adventures and the resharing of the most entertaining elements of our lives. That's what shapes us.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so
that's probably where the mysticism or the desire for mysticism, romanticism, and you know,
for sure. And I think it's also just a personality type. Some people are drawn to it.
Yeah,
I was always against it. I mean, I've been like I was raised somewhat religious Christian.
Okay. You still fuck with God?
No.
Nah. What about Jesus?
No. I've been in
some of the prophets. Come on. What about like Buddha?
Well, no, I'm not like against them.
That's it. No, I mean, but for instance, Buddha, he never considered himself a god.
Yeah.
But then he became enlightened. He was just a holy man, just doing good shit for people.
He came up with some really dope shit.
And then he got enlightened, and then that ascended him to the status of a god in people's eyes.
Absolutely.
But that motherfucker never went, yo, I'm God, what's up? How you doing? If you guys could leave a little offering.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of parts.
Yo, holy bitches, can you clean my feet? You wash my toes, suck on my toes. Boom. But he could have done that.
He could have, yeah. And a lot of people have probably abused, the general public's desire to meet a prophet. And
we were talking about religion beforehand, weren't we? I mean, that's what it is. Cults, yeah.
Yeah. I think a religion is just a cult that spread successfully.
Well, isn't that that's everything now? That's like sport, major sporting stars. Well, that's social media and celebrity. The notion of celebrity is definitely
cult of personality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you got people like, it's that lunatic fucking Alex Jones, InfoWars, that kind of thing. That's a cult in itself. Just someone spewing lunacy that you want to be validated.
Oh yeah, I mean, people love group identities. They love to be part of something. They love to believe that there's like to have a life that's rich in meaning.
Yeah.
I forget. I was like.
I feel like if I started to petition and lobby for Fortnite, being a Fortnite player being recognized as a religion, in the same way that Jediism
is a religion.
Is a religion now. If I started that, I feel like that would be. It's a social conscious right now. There's a young generation as well who are voracious at sharing this shit online. That could be a way to go, all right, there you go, boom, there you go. You can make a song up about fucking Fortnite, as a religion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you should in any way, shape, or form. Do you get that actually? Because I get that when I come off stage as a stand-up and they go, hey, you know what you should tell? Hey, I got a story for you. I got a joke for you.
Oh yeah, people tell me all the time. That's better than most. Like usually people are like, you could... What people say is they'll be like, oh, you could definitely make a song about that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I actually don't think I could. Like, they assume I could just make a song about anything.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, technically I could, but doesn't mean...
Why would you want to?
Yeah.
It's not... Then it wouldn't be your song, right?
Yeah.
It'd be you repeating someone else's concept.
Yeah. So anyway, my song Astrology is a love song to my girlfriend who doesn't believe in astrology.
Nice.
And, like, most of the women I've been with, I would tell them, like, up front, like, look, I like you, but I don't believe in astrology. It annoys the shit out of me.
Wait, what
So
do
don't
you mean by I don't believe in astrology? Because I mean,
I don't
study of
believe-
stars and planets is
astronomy, I believe.
yeah.
Astrology.
Oh, is that the? Oh, wait, hang on. So yeah, fair. All right, fair. I'm a little high now.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You don't believe in fucking planets and shit? Because they exist.
Yeah. No, I believe in
The
astrology.
Earth is flat, dude. It's fucking flat, man.
I definitely believe in astronomy. It's
Okay, sorry, yeah, but not astrology.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that the location of the planets or the the placement of the planets or moon in various constellations has a causal effect on
Your personalities. Yeah.
and it's been proven that there isn't. That's the funny thing is, I mean,
But hang on a sec, because planets definitely have an effect on ladies' nun bags. Do you know what I mean?
a little bit.
Like that menstrual cycle is all down to the gravitational pull of the moon.
Maybe to some extent.
Oh, 100% is.
All of it.
A lot of it, yeah.
Yeah. Well.
But then you have, that's how women sync. They're more in tune with their planet, I think.
Yeah, I actually don't feel qualified to speak on women's. I just don't know enough about it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know
you've got to do
enough,
some
but...
study, dude. I can lend you some literature. I've got a few books.
Oh, I saw a whole room.
It's the Encyclopedic Knowledge of Bleeding from the Vagina, written by Susan Sarandon. It's a wonderful read. You should really...
She's such a talented actress.
Isn't she? And she does so much as well for women's period rights as well.
Seems to be a passion.
Yeah. She says, I bleed for bleeding. That's the quote on the back of the book.
Yeah. So I do want to keep going.
I just enjoyed how much you shut down my entire bit. It's all right. It's good. I need every now and then I need that to remind me that life is a continuous struggle, and that sometimes people will just listen to you go on a random comedic improv and they'll just not enjoy it.
Oh no, I enjoyed it. I feel like I'm doing listeners a disservice if I completely lose track every time.
Yeah.
So I just want to finish my thought before I forget.
Yeah.
Because I forget.
Oh, dude, we normally have end up with about 6 different streams of conversation, and then none of them get rectified by the end of the podcast, and then we leave everyone just guessing. That's the nature of the podcast.
Oh yeah. It seems like a lot of the free-flowing podcasts are like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to keep them with like no silence, you know?
Sure.
So, but just to...
Let's finish up one of the threads of thought.
And then we'll try to remember if there are any other ones too.
Unfinished.
So the second verse of the astrology song is very much just like a heartfelt, like love song.
Yeah.
That I think is executed with a lot of passion.
Okay.
And so I think...
So the second verse is legit, just written for your girlfriend. It's just a very sweet bit.
Yeah. And so I think that'll probably start popping up more in my music is just more true to life emotional things.
Okay.
But I have no intention whatsoever of making music under a pseudonym or making serious music. If I were, I'd probably need co-writers to write the serious lyrics.
Although we've still never seen Diplo and you in the same room at the same time.
Never know. Never know.
So, I'm just saying, is there anything to prove that you're not the same guy?
I think if I were, I would have cooler hiking gear on right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, like really
That's
expensive.
all part of that's throwing us off the scent. That's how it goes. At least have you got Nikon? Because you'd have to burn it now, that's the thing, right?
Why?
Well, because if you're super white like you are, they burn all their Nike stuff now because, they align themselves with Colin Kaepernick. You gotta pick a camp, bro. You gotta pick a camp.
I thought you said Nikon.
No.
Have you got a Nikon camera?
If you do, you have to smash that up because Colin Kaepernick knelt for the anthem, which is the worst thing apparently to happen to America.
For a lot of people, it seems to be. It's one of those issues that people just... It is an identity-creating issue. It's something to rally around and believe in. We're people who stand for the
fucking
flag.
11-year-olds and retards. That's what it is.
It's crazy.
The overt right and the overt left are all mental. Do you would you ever consider doing politics in one of your songs?
Yeah, I have a song that is not overtly political, but it is about Melania Trump and Michelle Obama.
Okay.
It's called Hey Melania, and it's basically like, hey Melania, I have to curve you. I don't like you anymore. I met Michelle Obama, and she's so much cooler.
Nice.
And better. But yeah, I mean...
You should hit H3 up for that. Maybe as a cameo in the video, because he got his little personal message from Michelle Obama.
Really?
Yeah. At the beginning of all the H3 podcast just their normal videos on YouTube, always had this clip of Michelle Obama just going, "Hey Ethan, nice moves, keep it up." And that's
awesome.
Yeah,
I think Michelle Obama's awesome. I like how she's like
hot too,
heavy into fitness and stuff.
Yeah, she's pretty fucking hot. Like she could do some crunches.
Oh yeah, it's I think
we don't objectify the first lady enough in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it is a song. Yeah, I do say she's hot in the song.
Sure, she's like a lawyer, and she's super talented and intelligent, and just seems like a wonderful woman who did an awful lot for great causes during her husband's presidency. But that fucking ass, though. Oh, am I right? Come on.
Athletic.
She can individually move the cheeks.
I think that is a wonderful quality for a first lady to have.
We should add it to a Wikipedia page.
Mm-hmm. You can do that.
Personal life also has da ass, ... smiley face, lol.
I feel like that has been that exact thing has been added to her Wikipedia and deleted
and removed
like hundreds of times.
Yeah, how do you get famous enough to have someone put a lock on who can change your Wikipedia page? That's the hope, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I just want people to not keep putting on there that I'm, a rampant homosexual.
Mm-hmm. Is that what they do?
Yeah, mostly. Mm-hmm. Most of my boyfriends post down there. It's awkward.
Yeah.
All right, so we wrapped up the song about. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's go back. We never. I feel like we kind of wrapped up the throat story.
Mm. Yeah.
Camera got put down there. Inflamed.
So I'm trying to
strengthen them.
Be more resonant when I speak.
Got to resonate.
Yeah. Right. I'm already losing it a little bit.
But when you do the
oh yeah.
Doesn't that hurt it?
Yeah.
The rap voice?
Mm-hmm. I haven't done it much lately.
Yeah.
I also kind of lost it. Like last year, like when I recorded Winner Winner.
Yeah.
And If You Kill Me, I'm Gonna Kill You Back. My voice was just sounding dope. Like it was just so thick and scratchy and cool.
Chocolatey. Like velvet.
Yeah, and then just like I lost my voice one time and it never fully came back.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm losing it right now.
I don't want to push you to the edge, man.
Oh,
we're so close. It's all right. There's 3 more minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that'll be an hour. It's flown by.
I feel like we've gotten so little covered.
We've talked about so much. You'll realize that when you hear it back, you'll be like, oh shit, actually we covered quite a lot. We know where you're from. We know your real age, which is 22.
Yeah.
We've heard all about how you met your girlfriend, how you fell in love, things that you
I didn't
bond
really finish
over.
that story.
Let's finish that story.
Actually, that is pretty much the whole story. Is I invited her over to like record at my
Oh yeah,
place,
you were a scumbag.
Farm. Yeah, which is so scummy.
Yeah,
and I didn't finish my PSA saying don't do that because like dudes, like a lot of women in the industry or like women trying to get into the industry.
Yeah,
their big complaint is like all these guys just want to fuck me and they say they're trying to help me.
Well, that's because men
like
forget that when women want to work in. Can I bring you in a little bit? I just realized that they're not seeing you. There's an aspect. I realized that when men forget that women, just like men, just want to be successful in their careers.
Yeah, they want to accomplish things.
I want to accomplish stuff.
Express
but we
themselves.
Struggle, and I've done this in the past. I'm not going to lie. When I was presenting lots of TV shows in England, on the first few, if I had a female co-host or a female celebrity guest was on it or whatever, absolutely, I was flirting outrageously with all these women because I had always thought when I see an attractive woman, I will, flirt with her and see if she's interested. I'm not like pushy, but I'll definitely make my interest known. And she goes, "No, I'm cool." I go, "All right, no worries, that's cool."
Yeah.
But then I realize, motherfucker, you're here in a professional capacity.
Yeah.
I'm working, and she's here working as well. And now you're just flirting with someone at their work, which I wouldn't do in any other way. I wouldn't go into an office and be like, "Hey, Sandra." I don't know why I'd use a very effeminate voice.
That's how I talk to women.
What? Hey, Sandra. Yeah.
Yeah. I do the extremely deep, like, kind of stereotypical gay voice.
Oh, you go the other way?
No, what you were just doing.
There's a deep gay voice? I thought it's more like high-pitched.
Well, that's what you were doing. Hey, Sandra.
Hey, Sandra, you're so salty. Spicy little number. But anyway, that's the thing that people forget.
Yeah, is that women are just trying to do their shit, too.
They just want to succeed, man.
Yeah, and, it's one thing, like, I feel like I'm somewhat flirty with women in general, but flirty in a way where I just joke with them.
Sure.
And not in a way that's like I try to make deep eye contact and hold their hand,
Yeah.
Just a normal thing.
Is that a flirty thing?
Oh, yeah. Just stare at
Oh, just gripping someone's hand, staring into their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
that's a precursor to murder, I think.
yeah. But I think like joking around with women is often perceived as flirting.
Well, it is now. I grew up with lots of girls in my world, and got an older sister and mum, very dominant mum, and lots of aunties and great aunts and all that. But a lot of my best friends out here in America especially, are female. And I can still joke with them. They have fun giving each other ribbing or whatever, or you can even make a sexual joke.
Yeah.
And it's not taken as anything more than that because you have the understanding. But I know that a lot of new girls I meet have to be very wary now, because you make a joke like that, it's like, yeah, which is understandable. It's a reflection of social climate right now.
Yeah, and it's also like, maybe even if your intentions are good, there have been guys who've made like worse sexual jokes.
Sure, like putting a penis on a shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Or like apparently like Jared Leto on the set of Suicide Squad, when he was like being method acting
As the Joker.
as a Joker, he would like send used condoms to people's rooms or something crazy like that. So that is like,
Really?
yeah.
Where the fuck did you hear that story?
On the internet.
It must be true. It must be true.
Yeah.
It was on Reddit.
Yeah. But
Okay.
so you like, I think sometimes, women are like, they don't know yet that you're a good guy because they've only known you for 13 seconds.
I get that, yeah.
And it's
So
tough,
you're careful
man.
of how you flirt these days.
Yeah, I don't flirt anymore.
Well, you got a girlfriend. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, flirty jokes with friends. You have to
Oh,
be
yeah. No, I mean, no, because with friends, no. But, like, with strangers, definitely. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, my humor isn't necessarily... If my humor's dirty, it's silly dirty. It's not, like, raunchy or edgy. Like, I'm
it's
not
like
an edgy
send
person.
Bob's, mocking the thing like that, rather than, yo, check out my anus hole. I just took a photo of it. But yeah.
So, yeah, I think I try to be, like, very... In general, just my sense of humor is a lot more silly, childish, dumb, not, like, edgy, snarky, and mean,
I'm definitely edgy. I don't like mean comedy. And snarky. Yeah, I get that. I like making little... I don't know. It's weird, though, because there's two ways for comedy right now. Look, we're talking about podcasts. One of my other favourite podcasts that I mentioned on here before is Theo Vaughn's podcast. And he's silly. He's weird. He just goes off on weird little improvisation stories. And you know that 90% of them are probably not exactly true and are vastly exaggerated. Yeah. But he has such a wonderful storytelling way in this southern... his whole shtick is that he's like a southern, backwater fucking trailer trash, mullet wearing kind of dude.
Okay.
But he's actually very loving of all people and equal. Or it's the other way, which is, the people on the internet just being absolute fucking arseholes to each other, and that's what's...
Edgelord.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, iDubbbz is a bit super mean, but he's also quite bright, Who do you like watching when it comes to content online?
Like YouTube videos?
Just in general, like what do you fill your head with on a daily basis?
The first defining comedy that I really loved is like Tim and Eric.
Okay.
Like back in college, like right when they were coming out. Like,
on Adult Swim, that's very, very very alternative and surreal.
Yeah, I like a lot of alternative comedy.
Okay.
Hollywood Handbook is probably my favorite podcast. I don't know if you know that.
Haven't seen it or listened to it.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out.
Hollywood Handbook.
Yeah. They're these guys in character as like Hollywood insiders trying to give tips, but it's not. They're not like really parodying Hollywood anymore. They're just like being childish and cartoon-like. Like they're basically cartoon characters.
Okay.
But it's very surreal and weird, and so that's the stuff I like, and I really like comedy TV, like 30 Rock, The Office, Parks and Rec. I really like Big Mouth.
Okay, yeah.
But
second season just came out, yeah.
Yeah, so funny, so well done. I like sketch comedy.
That's probably the best thing that Nick Kroll's ever done.
Yeah.
And also, and not to knock Nick Kroll, he's had an incredibly successful career. But I haven't liked his roles in a lot of films. I've just gone, why is this guy here? Because he's friends with Adam Sandler or some shit. You know what I mean? That's basically it.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who maybe didn't get the chance to hasn't gotten a chance to star in a.
But he hasn't. He's done like big shit. He's definitely. But I listened to him on Adam Buxton's podcast, and he came off so eloquent and verbose and intelligent and like a nice guy. And then I watched Big Mouth, and I was like, all right, it's interesting though, isn't it? How your perception in one field can massively, not one field, one strain of comedy can affect how people will assume you'll be in other strains of comedy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would never have normally listened to Nick Kroll do an interview anyway, because I'm like, why do I want to hear the guy who goes, "Hey, nice tits" in a fucking film, for 3 seconds? Why do I want to hear that guy talk about this? But then, he's clearly a more talented guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the best comedians are just like super fucking smart.
If you weren't doing what you're doing right now, what do you think you would? I mean, you wouldn't still be at that data entry job. What would be in the other other dream?
I don't know. I have no other dream. Like, honestly, just something easy. Just something to get through the day.
Just relaxing.
I mean, probably non-comedy music, but like producing for others, maybe.
You do a bit of that already, though.
Yeah, so it has to be something that I don't do at all.
Okay.
I would say I majored in economics in college, so I'd try to be an economist.
You make some fucking money, maybe.
Economists, kind of. I mean, they're not. I mean, some of them.
If they become a pundit and they release books and things like that.
Yeah, probably like an experimental economist. I think those guys are really cool.
Oh yeah.
Behavioral economics. I think
trying to work out how we can actually not eat ourselves into the fucking grounds.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly the type of stuff. Yeah.
You obviously did that song for Funny or Die, which was about the ending of the world, and do you think that's coming?
No.
Nah?
No, not at all. I mean, I think the greatest threat to humanity ending is probably climate change, and that's pretty far away, and it's probably not going to kill everyone.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's fingers on buttons right now.
Yeah,
across the globe, there's a lot of crazy fucking people in positions of big power.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that was true for the entire Cold War, and we survived the Cold War. I think we can survive this.
All right, fair.
But I'm not saying I'm certain of it. I think every generation feels like they're the last generation.
Yeah.
But I think we'll make it.
Would you survive that apocalypse? Do you think? If there was an apocalypse?
God no.
Well, no. I'm saying like apocalypse happens. Mm-hmm. This is The Walking Dead now we're on, but real life. Mm-hmm. Would you survive?
I'd probably try really hard to protect my girlfriend and my dog. Of course. Like that. Like that's the only time I'm like responsible is like trying to be like protective in some way.
And the puppy, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. I just adopted a puppy. I don't know if I said it on the.
It's a nice, adorable way to finish up the podcast.
So I just adopted a puppy. So now you guys know that I'm a sweetheart and I'm the nicest guy.
Dude, man, you are a nice guy, and I'm glad we got to talk. You're very different to how I thought you'd be, actually.
Well, okay, so I have ADD.
Yeah.
And I take Vyvanse as a prescription.
I don't know what that is.
It's like Adderall or Ritalin.
Sure.
And so it makes me very high energy and focus for like, the middle part of the day.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot more serious. Like that's why I'm like less goofy.
You're deadly fucking serious.
Yeah, I'm not always like that.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to not be serious. You're different. You're just different.
I also try to like make women laugh more than dudes. With dudes, I try to like.
I've noticed you haven't remotely tried to make me laugh, which I felt like I was in touch with my feminine side enough that at least like a one-liner, the occasional pun maybe.
Too masculine, bro.
But dude, I'm not 100% man.
You're hyper mask.
Hyper male. Mm-hmm. I'm the toxic masculinity that everyone keeps talking about.
Mm-hmm. You're like one step away from an NFL locker room.
Oh God, I hope not.
That shit is crazy.
I really hope not.
That's probably the segment of the population I connect with the least.
What, like
really
sports fans?
Yeah, I mean I'm a basketball fan, but it's the like tough guy shit where like they're not interested in what I'm interested in at all.
But wait, I don't give off that guy, do I?
No, not at all. No.
Fucking thank goodness for that.
Yeah, not even close.
All right.
There were guys out there who were like,
wait, I don't know if I should be happy or offended now. Wait, I'm not super masculine. I like being masculine. I like being male. Mm-hmm. It's all right for us to be male, but then, as long as you have the balance of the other side.
I think it's good to be very masculine, but I think it's bad to be, like, aggressive, possessive,
Of
mean.
Course. That's true of anyone. That's true of women as well.
Yeah, but I mean, like, men make up, like, what percentage of the violent criminals? Like, 92%.
We're definitely a large part of it, yeah.
Yeah, so
do you think that's our nature, or do you think that's because we've been nurtured to be like that?
I think almost everything is a mix. It's like 60-40. 60% nurture, 40% nature.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's my rule of thumb.
I think there's a lot of us that's inbuilt to be like that.
I mean, there's proof, like, if you increase the testosterone level in a person, they're, like, more likely to be aggressive. So it's okay to say yes.
Female bodybuilders. I've seen a female bodybuilder punch a dude in the fucking face at the gym out here in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, testosterone increases a lot of the behavior we would consider
and then she teabagged him directly afterwards. She
Wow.
had the most beautiful big pair of balls.
Mm-hmm. They grow out so fast.
Yeah, I think that what happens is the
labia.
kind of the labia, the lips of the vagina actually genuinely like just balloon.
Did you know the labia are they do the labia, like the nervous system, like I don't know how.
Well, the clit's the penis.
The clit's the penis. The labia is the balls.
Yeah,
like that's so like, and the G spot on a woman is a man's like prostate.
How would that feel if you were stimulating a lady and she went, "Yeah, that's right. Keep licking my balls." I mean, technically, she's not wrong.
I would feel very weird.
Yeah, give that penis give that micro penis a little lick.
She's like, like lick my little dick. Gross.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It made me laugh. I don't know if I'd be able to continue having sex, but I would definitely laugh. I'd have to give her props. I'd high five her. I'd probably high five her and go, "Please don't ever do that again."
I'd be like, that's funny.
Yeah. But also, we can't see each other ever again now.
I would feel weird. No, I'd probably be okay. I don't know.
My god! I think why not? Well, because we all start out with female. We're all female when we're an embryo, and then we
the Y chromosome happens,
and it all squeezes out and fucking just
Yeah,
yeah,
it's true.
So we'll start female, and also another bit of information that I feel like this is a wonderful way to wrap up the podcast is that we all start in the embryo. The first thing to grow in the embryo. I can't even speak. Embryo is our anus.
Really?
That's the first thing that develops as a baby is growing is the anus. That has to have that exit point is what comes up first. Wow. And then the rest of us grows from the anus. So we all start our lives off as arseholes.
That's incredible.
Isn't that fucking nuts? Mm-hmm. You know where I learned that? An astrology website. I didn't. But it sounds like something astrology people would be into, right?
No, I'd say astrology people don't like follow science that much.
We all start from the anus.
We also,
and that's how we're related to the cosmos, because it's all a load of shit.
Yeah.
There you go. Hovey, it was nice to meet you, man, and to talk to you. I think I'm excited to see the new video and hear the new song.
It comes out 10/17.
10/17. Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, you know what we're going to do then? We're going to throw this podcast up today. I was going to do a solo podcast today. I've got another friend coming in a bit, Mackenzie Stith. Do you ever watch Vines? Were you ever into Vine at the time?
No, I was not clued in.
She was a huge Viner. She used to do this thing where she'd like just plank into fountains and stuff, and on escalators going down, she'd just lay face down on them.
Wow.
And she used to do all this stuff and all these weird dance things. But she's a content creator now, and she does a commercial actress out here.
There's a lot of like Vine people who went on to do like really awesome stuff.
Yeah, she was legit good at stuff before the Vine.
The Vine was a platform for her to use her actual talent.
Yeah, and then obviously there was other people like, the Logan Paul of the world who,
what
just
kills me
spread a cancer upon the earth.
Is now there are YouTubers who are not actual musicians. Like, they're barely comedians.
Yeah.
And they're making comedy music because they're not writing it,
No, someone else is writing the lyrics, making the beats, shooting the video, all of that. Yeah.
And it's...
fuck Rice Gum.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, his music... You know what I hated about his... Is, like, he broke that chick's phone.
Yeah.
And then he made a diss track against her, and he was like... And he called her, he was like, and I threw that bitch's phone on the ground. And it's like... I don't like it when dudes call a woman like that bitch.
Sure.
Especially when they're angry and when they're like...
He's also showing off about doing something aggressive and nasty.
Yeah, and like it came out of insecurity and lack of talent.
I saw that little cunt at the Pornhub Awards.
Loser.
The night I met Little Dicky. He was there as well.
Yeah.
And he just looked like a very scared, studious Asian kid.
Rice Gum?
Yeah. He just sort of sat there with his friends, kind of looked around awkwardly, didn't talk to any girls. And I was like... Oh yeah, that's who you are. You're just a fucking scared, his skinny little boy.
His fan base is
11-year-olds.
Yeah, but yeah, he comes off as really insecure.
Yeah,
I really don't connect.
That's because he's a child though. He hasn't grown up yet. He doesn't know who he is.
I really hate dudes who like are like really trying to impress everyone with their material possessions.
Yeah.
And like try to act like they're some cool dude.
What you're saying is the fact that I live in a 1-bedroom apartment
is charming.
There you go. See? Tell that to the fucking girls on Raya, because I tell you what, mate, it's not working for me.
It's not?
It's not. Hovey, it was a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on, man. So the new song comes out tomorrow. Astrology. Make sure you check that out. If you want to find Hovey's videos, I'd recommend, actually, before you watch Astrology tomorrow, do me a favor and go through and watch, just get lost in a sea of videos. Because if you just search Hovey Benjamin, find him on YouTube. I'm assuming it's just youtube.com/Hovey Benjamin.
Yeah.
And then you can find all of the different videos on there. Personal favorites, obviously, like Send Bob's, Winner Chicken Dinner. But there's a vast array of great stuff on there. Also, go to funnyordie.com, which is obviously Will Ferrell and Co.'s website for comedy videos, and search Hovey Benjamin on there, and you'll find the video that he made for them. Make sure you hit that funny button, unless you don't find it funny, in which case don't.
I'm not afraid of having people say die on it.
Well, I feel like if you don't like it,
you don't have to
just
click die.
stop watching and don't click die. Like, I feel that's an over exaggeration. Hey, I didn't like your video. I hope you fucking die. That's a bit much, isn't it?
It is.
But if you like it, hit the funny button.
I'll tell Will Ferrell to change the...
Exactly. Funny or meh.
Yeah, it should be funny or...
Funny or meh.
Or it should just be a blank thing. And just
you can't click anything else.
Yeah.
When you click die, it comes up with another thing. Like, really? You really want this person to die? And you go, yeah, definitely. And then it goes, dude, that's a little bit harsh.
Like, dude,
die.
It's like, dude, you clearly you have aggressiveness issues and you resent things and you need to...
There should be 750 prompted clicks that you have to make to get to die. And if that happens, then you know they really fucking... You're like, all right, fair play. There's 7 people out there who really want me to actually die.
Yeah.
But, you know. And then also find Hovey on social media. So on Twitter, at...
Hovey Benjamin.
And on Instagram, at...
Hovey Benjamin.
It's so easy. I love when people have that. Comedians are suck for that. They're like, oh, my Twitter is Funny Mike 64. My Instagram is Funny Mike Tells Jokes. And my YouTube is Mikey 6394. It's like, fucking just get it all on one brand, mate.
Yeah.
At Hovey Benjamin on everything. And make sure you check out the wonderful music he has to offer.
And check out my Spotify, too.
Don't do that. Sorry, guys. No, I'm going to... Let me just, dudes.
I'm just going to pop
I already told him to check out the YouTube, the Insta, the Twitter, the Funny or Die.
The Spotify is where I make my most money. So
fuck it. Well, in that case, let's do it again. Don't do any of the other stuff.
Spotify and YouTube.
Specifically go to Spotify and listen. If you could listen 1,000 to 2,000 times to each song, you get money per click and play, right?
Yeah.
Well, you've got over 1 million on Send Bob's.
Yeah, I got like 2.5 million.
2.5 million.
I'm making a living. Off of music.
Really? Just through Spotify now?
Through all Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music.
Making music for other people as well. And if people want to check out beats, because you do make music for other people and produce music for other people.
Yeah.
Can they just hit you up and be like, hey, man?
Yeah, it costs money.
Obviously it costs money. Beats. I mean, but also some people are very selective. No, I don't want an artist to hit me up and go, hey, I'm a singer, or hey, I'm a rapper and I do this and I'd love to collaborate. Some people prefer to discover the people they want to put on their tracks.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to send me something, just know that at this stage in my career, I'm still just going to make all my own beats. And I really would only do features for money unless it's like with someone really famous.
Yeah.
So if you want to send me something,
I think actually Kanye listens to this. Lil Pump used to listen. I think I said something about him 2 episodes ago. It sounds like someone's like tearing down the building.
Yeah. Does sound like that.
Anyway. Point being, Spotify, check it out. YouTube, check it out. And, of course, social media. Also, if you are enjoying the podcast so far over the course of, 21 episodes or so, make sure to check out patreon.com/Savage Snowflake. You can donate as little as $1 a month. That's fucking nothing, Benji.
That's crazy. That's so little money.
I've given you a nickname now. Benji.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like Benjamin, but like Hovey.
It's
but
cuter.
It's all together. Yeah.
It's sweeter.
Yeah. Benji. I have to say it in that voice.
I'm a sweetie, if people know that.
Guys, I love you. Bye.
Have a good one.